Break this one down,
Yes.
and you're going to break that one down.
Oh, wow.
And this one is going to end up going to bounty, and that one we're going to end up processing, and parts of it will go to the restaurant as well.
Let me just take it. I want some chocolate.
What? You want some chops? That's nice.
We'll go to Stop and Shop and buy them.
Getting chops from Stop and Shop. Are you insane?
Why?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I get.
I don't trust them like that.
Yeah.
All
I,
Shop right.
I trust them.
First things first. We're going to take off the front trotters. Like this. When I do this, I make a circular cut around a little bit with the knife. Actually, a little bit lower down. Just on the edge of the meat. And then saw across like this. Let the saw do the work. Do. All right, nice and easy.
Did you do anything with that besides stock?
Yeah, stock.
Besides stock?
Gelatin.
Oh.
In other words, cold stock.
Jelly.
Do people eat lamb bone marrow?
Here, you want to do this? It becomes part of the dish. You don't see it harvested in the same way.
It's just for
Let
flavor,
the saw do
flavor,
the work.
flavoring.
Yeah.
That's the bowl, right?
Don't worry, they're all going to do it.
Oh, really?
There comes the red.
One more. Harder.
Alright, so that's the front
Getting
trotters.
redder than the meat.
Then you got the back trotters. Ready? You got the back trotters. You cut these tendons like this. And then you cut across like that. Come on, do it.
Oh, snap. Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna be part of what's been going on for like,
guy.
I don't know, 80,000 years.
Get your bearings, you're good. Don't get your finger.
Let the saw do the work. Don't push down. You have to let it just glide along.
You're making progress.
Don't
Got it?
hold up. Push down. Yeah, there you go. Let it go. You're holding it. It's fine again. No, here.
Yeah, don't cross hands, babe.
Photographer.
Yep. Sorry, I kind of help you, I guess.
Break that shit.
You got it. One more. Hard. There you go.
There it is.
I want to do the other one.
Yeah, get the other tray.
Oh, she want to do the other one.
Now, if Oliver doesn't
All right,
stop this
circular cut around like that. Always with the knife first, then with the saw.
Yes, chef.
That way you don't scratch it all up.
Yeah.
What was that? 5 seconds.
Oh.
Ah! That was 5 seconds.
Brasil.
The smaller nut, yeah.
All right, so trotter bones off. Next, we're gonna do we're gonna make a square cut shoulder, so we have to take the neck off and the front shanks. When you take the front shanks off, there's like an elbow, and you're gonna cut just above that, making a square cut chuck, which means you're cutting right through muscle, which really doesn't make sense in this style of cutting, but that's the way they do it. Like, they do this with machinery and it's very, very fast. So I'm going to show you that way, but
Chef, how
there are
much does the
certainly,
machinery cost to do that?
what, like a bandsaw?
Oh, it's just a bandsaw?
Like
Okay.
$3 grand.
Okay.
Or they have, in New Zealand, they have it all entirely, the entire process is robotic.
But is it
So that's
better?
probably a little.
Yeah, you could do like 10,000 a day.
Sure, but that's quantity. What about quality?
Good quality.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I think people program their robots, so like, it should be fine.
Oh yeah, but there's a limitation to what
There is no limitations to what robots can do. They don't send people to Mars and drive around. They send a robot.
Fair.
That's the foreshank. All right. So it's cut square to the back. Now the other side. Make a circular cut like so. Pull that and out.
Nice clean cut.
Getting there, Kevin.
Too late.
And you're through. Good. So those are the foreshanks. Right? Foreshanks. What would you do with them?
Do it.
Do
Can
it,
you make
braise it,
ossobuco?
serve it whole, ossobuco, roasted lamb shanks, very nice. Then you have the neck. The neck gets cut square to the back. So I cut around like so. And then we cut it across like that. All right? Oh, I cut it this way. Now, lamb neck has the neutral ligament that runs through the middle of it, the yellow rubber band made out of elastic. That does not break down. So you don't want to serve that in the dish.
What kinds of dishes do you make with the neck?
You can cut it into like ossobuco, like slices, and braise it just like you would an oxtail. Same recipe that you would use for oxtail, you could use for
It
this.
looked like a
Yeah, it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's same similar kind of meat, very flavorful, a little bit tough. You know, a lot of collagen. You could braise the whole thing and then shred the meat, and then you stuff it into pita or stuff like that with the chopped tomatoes and lettuces. And then cucumber yogurt sauce.
You go
Tzatziki.
Mediterranean on that.
Love
Love
this.
that. All right,
What's
now
next?
when we go to square cut, this one was not cut down the middle through the sternum. Yours was. That one's already cut.
No, they're both lamb.
Is that a different style of butchery? Or
Yeah, just slightly. It's just the way that, you know, this place does it. You can almost cut through that with a knife. Then we look inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Measure up as 4 and kind of guess where we're going to make our cut here. Between the 4th and 5th rib.
Oh my goodness. How did you know that right
All right?
there? You said that's the third rib bone, Chef?
4th, between the 4th and 5th.
Fourth and fifth.
Now we'll see the quality of this. This is really nice quality. You see the marbling score? That's really good.
Nice.
And similar to beef, the marbling is a genetic trait. And this company is very focused on genetics, hence the number on each animal. You know what I mean? They're very specifically raised. So they're doing a really nice job. This is a very exclusive type
Is
of
this
lamb.
also the elastin?
Yeah, the elastin goes starting here in the middle of the rack, through the chuck, through this up to the head. It supports the head of grazing animals. And it enables them to butt heads. You know what I mean? Like these animals will fight that way.
You know, I saw the pig last time came with a head attached. Well, when we did the pig, why doesn't lamb come with a head attached?
Just the way that they send it.
There was some lamb with heads.
Oh, really? I
Last
didn't
week.
see it.
No, those were
Last
goats.
Oh,
week? Oh, okay.
They went in already.
I saw the other day with the leg out. I was like, what was that?
What was that, on Friday?
yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
was.
I would have had you cut them.
Mm.
Wait, so what are you doing now?
Can
I'm
we go
just
back to
taking
West
off the
Riding?
breast, right where I cut the square cut shoulder.
Oh, you're just making it square.
Yeah. See, it's supposed to be a square cut shoulder, so I'm taking off a little piece of it's basically like the brisket. See, that's now a square cut shoulder. If you realize lamb is so much smaller than beef. Hold on,
It's a cutlet, right there.
no, that's the brisket.
That's a
See
tiny
this?
shape of it.
The whole thing?
That's a brisket. When you buy
Okay,
the beef brisket, it looks like this.
Well, yeah, but wow.
It's bigger.
This is small.
This is like the hand.
Everything's small. That's the skirt.
And then the lamb shoulder gets split down the middle.
Oh, if you think about it, this whole thing is
Right.
probably smaller than half a cow.
It is.
The whole thing is smaller than a round of beef.
Yeah, right?
I almost had. So there you go. That's a square cut shoulder.
What do you do with that?
We're gonna bone these out tomorrow, not these specifically, but yours. And then we're gonna turn them into small roasts. That would be either used as a roast, but better as a braise, as a slow cooked braise. You could slow roast this whole thing to the point where it starts to fall apart, and you could shred the meat off, just like you're doing pulled pork. Very tasty. All right, so that's a square cut shoulder. We're up to there. You got all this so far? You're going to be doing it on that one.
Yes, chef.
I'll help you. Next, we're going to take off the rack with the belly, with the breast. So when we look inside, we find the last rib right there. We always cut between the 12th and 13th rib, so we got to find that last rib. Here's the tenderloins in here where they end. That's usually where you find the spot. But you find that last rib right there, and just don't put your hands there. I'm going to poke through between that last rib and bring the knife up like that, and then do the same on the other side, making sure I'm in the right spot. Poke through and draw the knife up. I didn't start way down by the spine. I started up where the chop would end, because I want to cut straight across this. See, I want this cut to be flat with that when I saw it. Pull this apart. Try to keep rack of lamb. Now the rack of lamb, like this, still has the belly or breast attached. That's called a lamb bracelet. And a lamb bracelet used to be a cut that you could buy before the invention of, vacuum pack. They would sell it like this, hanging on a tree hook, and you buy 4 or 5 lamb bracelets. And you would want them so that you could custom cut it the way you wanted. But those days are gone. So now I need my ruler.
It's so pricey.
Now, from the end of the eye, there's the eye muscle, right? Very nice. Got some marbling and everything. I actually would let this lamb age for about a week. It's still really fresh. That one's aged a little bit already. This is still really fresh. This will tenderize more in about a week. Anyway, you can dry age lamb a certain amount. All right, so from the end of the eye up, I measure 4 inches. Right there. On this side, I'll use centimeters. I'll measure up 10 centimeters. What? It's the same. All right, so we measure up 4 inches or 10 centimeters. It's like an industry standard, no matter where you are. The New Zealand, Australia lamb will be 10 centimeters. The U.S. lamb will be 4 inches. Same thing. All right, just so you know. So you see where I measured from? Measure up, measure up. And we flip it around. Now you got the other side. There's the eye muscle. This little point here, we can use that as our measuring. So from the end of that little dot, 4 inches up, 4 inches up. All right. Now we have those 2 marks. We can connect. And score it. How many times? 3, and then pierce between each bone like so.
So you don't bruise the meat?
Yeah, and that way when you cut with the saw, it cuts off nice and smooth. So you just press and saw and move the word. And that's the lamb breast on one side. And then the lamb breast on the other side. There. Put it downhill. There we go. That's a full hotel rack, unsplit. What you have over there is a hotel rack split and chine sendall. Sendall meaning they sent it with the bones in the middle. Okay? What was I gonna say? I probably won't have you do this. What I'm going to do right now, because all the other cuts you can do, and if you mess around with little, it's just little damages here and there. But this is a crazy expensive thing. Most restaurants do not buy a whole hotel rack and split it themselves. They're going to buy that split and chine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the saw like this, right along the eye muscle. Go one stroke too many, you're going to be right in the middle of the eye, and that would not be good. not that I don't trust you.
But it is.
It's just that I don't trust you. No, it's a crazy expensive thing, and it's not something that
It's easy to correct.
many restaurants would ever do ever. You know, they'll French their own racks of lamb for sure, but they're not going to be splitting and shining their own hotel rack. Most places selling lamb don't sell it in that form anymore. You know what I mean? Okay. So, there we go.
Stock.
So they put that together like this, like a sandwich. And that's a bracket lamb split and shine send all. You know what I mean? With the bone, and that's why that bone is there. They did it with a bandsaw. There's the elastic. You see it in here?
Mm.
That's the yellow rubber band. I'm gonna leave it because this is going up to Bounty, and you know they need to talk about it one more time. In other words, the chef needs to yell at them when they forget it. Why you let the last thing in there?
You're gonna chill until tomorrow.
Didn't you have meat class 2 years ago? No, just show them what to do. All right, now we're up to that point. Now we're here. This is the
Lumbar.
end of the pelvic bone right there. Just kill it. You know? Right your back, that's the spot. Right there. So there's two little divots that I make with my thumb. I'm gonna cut straight across. And this will be the trimmed lamb loin when I'm done. Right now it's, you know, the full lamb saddle. Really easy cut. All right, stretch these out a little bit. And then we take them off about 4 inches. I could measure, but I'm not gonna. 4 inches. And that's your trimmed lamb loin or trimmed lamb saddle.
This is also part of the liver?
This right here?
Kidney fat.
Yeah, that's part of the kidney fat. They don't leave as much in on this type of product from Elysian Fields, but that's basically it. So when you look at this, I cover up this side. That's your T-bone. Tenderloin, strip loin. Tenderloin, strip loin. Top of the T, middle of the T.
So with this animal, you wouldn't remove the
That's your-
tenderloin?
That's your lamb loin chops right there. Usually you're going to cut them into chops with those two together. It's so small.
It's not worth it.
There are some that would take it out and maybe make a little tiny lamb carpaccio. You actually cut a little bit thick and then pound it out, so it's like about that big. You could do that. All right, then you have this. We'll split this down the middle. There's a weak spot right there. That's the H-bone. You can cut right through it with your knife. Right?
So tragic.
So real pain. And then line it up so you're right in the center of the tailbone. And then just brush down. And that's your leg of lamb. That's a leg of lamb primal. Well, trotter off. You know what I mean? Which is the thing.
Do you serve lamb with the skin on?
Skin? No, the skin is wool. The skin is.
It's
you know,
this skinned.
It's like the hide.
Talking about the liver.
There is a membrane on the outside that needs to come off. That's kind of tough.
No.
But you could serve it with it on there too, if you wanted to. So you have what? Leg. Then what? Put the puzzle back together.
Oh wait, no. That's the.
What goes next? Loin. Leg, loin.
Rack.
Rack.
Square shoulder.
Square cut shoulder.
Leg.
Okay, there's your loin.
Put it back together.
There's the rack. Put this in between. And the shoulder. Square cut shoulder. The neck, right? Brisket or part of the breast. The two foreshanks, 1, 2. Right?
Belly over here.
And then you have the breast of lamb one on this side, and the breast of lamb one on this side. Then you got the two flanks. That's everything.
Everything. Everything is everything.
Now you have to do that.